Hi guys, my name is Muti. I live in Bergamo. I'm a Pilates instructor, Basi certified, a mother of a little boy and soon to be mother of a little girl, so 2 children. We're expecting to have be born in July. Living in Bergamo the last month has been quite tough, so if any of you are like me, having a daily workout always makes you feel better and makes you keep your sanity a little bit. Anyways, this video is pregnancy friendly. I'm hitting the 3rd trimester. So if you're pregnant and you're also trying to survive this pandemic, feel free to enjoy this lesson. Let's start. I have a pillow here with me. So if you need to have your butt propped up, sit on the pillow. That's what I'm gonna do. Start sitting cross-legged. Hands on your belly, kind of like you're hugging your baby. You can do this also if you're not pregnant, by the way. Closing your eyes and just sitting tall for a second. Taking a deep, big inhale with your nose. Feeling your chest and your belly expand, and then exhaling. And trying to relax as you exhale through the mouth. And we do it again. Inhale. Lifting in the spine, growing tall. And exhale. And as you have your hands on the belly, feel what happens as you inhale. And as you exhale. And hopefully you're feeling that when you inhale, your belly and your chest and your clavicle expands sideways and upwards. And as you exhale, you feel everything kind of going inwards and closes or knits together. And you want to exaggerate this, something that actually should happen quite naturally. And we do it again. Inhale. So feel the expansion. Think about lifting up, growing tall. And as you exhale, think about sewing your abdominals together or bringing everything to the center line and staying tall. And one last breath, and then we're going to add the arms. Inhale. Just noticing if there's any tension in the shoulders or anywhere else in the body as you inhale. And exhale. Gently feel how naturally your belly button pulls in towards the spine. And now we add the arms. Long sweeping movements. Inhale, reach your hands up overhead. You can look up if it feels good for you. And exhale, bring the arms down gently. And again, inhale. As you reach your arms up, think about dropping your shoulder blades down the back. And exhale. And we do one more. As you inhale, lift up. Let the belly go, grow tall, stretch, and exhale, bring it down. Same thing from side to side. Inhale, reach the left hand up and stretch over to the side. Exhale, come back center. Same with the right side. Inhale, reach the right hand up and arch the spine, keeping both sit bones down. Exhale, back center. And again, inhale, breathe. Don't worry if your breath is not completely coordinated to mine. What's important is that you breathe and try to relax through it. This should be something enjoyable, something that makes you feel like you have more space in your spine. And one more time on each side. Inhale. And exhale. And just as you're doing these first movements, try to feel if there are any differences between your left side and your right side. Is there any tension anywhere? We do one time, both hands reaching up again. Interlace your fingers at the top, circle the hands up, and then as you exhale, you want to curve your spine. So think about pulling the abdominals in gently if you're pregnant and making a C shape with your spine. Inhale. Do the opposite. Think about lifting the sternum, reaching as if you want to push the ceiling away with your hands. And exhale. Gently draw the abdominals in and think about closing a corset in the front of your body. We do one more time. Inhale. So we're just very slowly, do it to wherever it feels good for your body today. Very slowly starting to bring our spine into movement, warming up all the joints and lubrifying all the joints. Stop with our hands up, circle them back around, and bring it all the way down. Okay, a little stretch for the neck. Let your ear drop to your shoulder. Put your hand on top and just release. Gentle pressure to get a stretch down that side of the neck. And come back center with your head. Other side. Ear to the other shoulder. Put your hand on top. You don't have to push down with your hand, just having the hand on top should already stretch. And then come back. And again, as you do this, keep the spine tall without feeling like you're working so hard. Just want to feel your spine is really light, and you want to feel your sit bones anchored, grounded to the floor. Last one. And then back to the center. And we look a couple of times. Look to the left, staying tall. Feel the opposite shoulder stretch and center. Look to the other side. Feel the opposite clavicle stretch and to the center. And keep breathing. Just observe your body. Don't force anything. Movement should be enjoyable, in my opinion. And then we do little semicircles. Drop the chin to your chest and then roll the ear to the left. Drop the chin back to the chest. Roll your other ear to the other side. Not full circles, half circles, as if you were drawing a smiley face with your nose. One more. And then bring it back to the center. And lift up. Okay. Couple shoulder circles. Just to warm up the shoulders. To the back. To the front. Oof. Kind of like you're swimming. Backstroke. Reaching the arms out. Moving the wrists. A couple of circles with the wrists. Lubrifying also those joints. Stretching and curling your fingers. Okay, and we're ready. Excellent. Now we're going to go on all fours. Okay, you can move the pillow out of the way. So on your mat, spread out your fingers. Try to keep those arms straight, like two pillars. We're just going to start rocking our body weight forward onto the hands and backwards onto the heels, as far as it's comfortable. If you can go all the way back without feeling like you're squishing your belly, great. And again, forward, putting more weight on the hands, and backwards. And again, a couple of times, just rocking forward and backwards to try to find a position that's comfortable for you. So you don't necessarily need to have your knees closed or open. Find what feels natural for you. Again, forward and backwards. And feel the transition. Weight onto the hands. Weight towards the legs. Do one more. And now find what feels like center, what feels like middle ground, and we're going to move the spine. Relax the belly. Let your tailbone go up. Reach your chest forward and squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. Then as you exhale, push the floor away, gently pull the tummy in and scoop and stretch your spine. Curve it. And then again, release. Relax the glutes. Relax the abdominals. Open the clavicle. And reach the sternum forward. And then exhale. Push the floor away. Draw the abdominals in. Cat cat-cow. And a few more. So I'm moving very slowly. You can feel free to do this faster. For me, this feels good because it gives me time to feel every single step of the way how my body is changing. I feel like I'm strengthening without overstretching. And last one. And I feel like I'm moving from one limit to the other. And exhale. And now, I'm going to stop somewhere, middle ground. Tuck my toes under, so now I'm not totally hanging and I'm not totally curling. I'm trying to find something that feels kind of like a straight line, where I'm reaching the crown of my head forward and my tail back. And I want to try to keep my spine straight like this as I exhale, lift the knees, and then drop. Now this can be a little bit heavy, and then release. I'm really focusing on drawing my abdominals in and up, feeling lift, and then release. If you're just starting to do exercise now, I wouldn't suggest this as your first lesson. Just do cat-cows. And lift. And then release. And one more. This is really good to find stability through the spine and to strengthen your shoulders and also your quads. Okay, you should feel much more stable now. We can add a little bit of movement for the legs. So, stretching one leg out. Oh, by the way, you need a break. Rest your wrists. Feel free to rest your wrists. If having your hands down like this becomes too difficult, you can go with fists. That keeps your wrists out of the equation. If fists becomes too difficult, if you can get a table or something, you can go with your elbows on a table or on a chair, or even like this, honestly, if you want. With your elbows, that should not bother your wrist at all. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to do it like this. Bird dogs. So, first thing, I'm going to stretch one leg out. Then I'm going to try to stretch the opposite hand out. Pull the tummy in, keep my core stable, and then 5 times lift and lower. This is really good for your exercise. It's not how, for your balance, it's not how big you do it. It's how stable you feel as you do it and how long you can reach the arm away from the leg. And 2 more. And I'm still breathing as naturally as I can. And then I bring it back center. We'll do 5 on the other side. So find my stability, stretch the other leg out, stretch the other hand out. I'm pulling my tummy in gently to support my spine so I don't arch. And I go lift. Down. Down. And 2 more. And 1 more. And back. And you can give yourself a rest. Open the knees if it's more comfortable. You sit back down on your heels. Go to a child pose. Pregnant women just open their legs more. Okay. Couple deep breaths here. With the help of your hands, sit back down on your heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, tuck your toes under. we're going to do a couple of kneeling squats. So from here, sitting on your heels as best you can. You can get a pillow and put it between your heels and your butt. We're going to hands on the hips, feel them square, lift up to a kneeling position, and then sit back down and just again observe. What you should feel is that the push off happens from the glutes, but as you're pushing off with the glutes, you're naturally feeling your tummy pull in without having to force it too much. And again. Two. And this is the last one. And one. Okay, now from here, fun exercise for balance. Standing on your knees. Can you bring one foot forward and not lose your balance? And then bring it back again. Can you bring the other foot forward and not lose your balance? Bring it back again. So that's just a fun exercise to see how good your balance is. Then find a foot that you like. Tuck the back feet under. Again, think about zipping up a tight pair of jeans. If you want, lean slightly forward and push up into a single leg squat. And slowly down and push up. Again, this is a balance exercise. If you have a chair nearby, you can hold on to a chair. In fact, later I'm going to get a chair. I'm just doing 5 because I'm pregnant. You can do 10, you can do 15, you can do repetitions, you can do a circuit. You can work as hard as you want. And bring it down. Other side. Okay. Tuck my back toes under. Lean forward a bit. And 1. 2. Now, hopefully, from there you can see how the shape of my belly is changing with my breathing. As I exhale, I am actively and gently hugging my baby, let's say. And bring it down. And come back. Oh, and give myself a rest. Nice. Back on all fours. Tucking my toes under. I'm going to start to rock forward and backwards like I did before, with the intention of going into an upstretch position, is what we would call it in Pilates, or a downward facing dog. So when I get most of my body weight onto my arms, I'm going to exhale, pull the tummy in, lift my butt to the sky, and press my heels down as best I can. You don't have to do it with your legs straight. You don't have to bring your heels down if you can't. Go to wherever it feels like it's available for you. And then bring it down. And again, weight on the arms. Push with my hands. Try to reach the tail to the sky. And then bring it back. And again, exhale. Now, if this feels good, you can stay here for a while. You can go up with the toe, up with the heels, down with the heels. Press your index finger and your thumb down. Think about making a pyramid with your spine. From here, I'm going to separate my legs and slowly walk my hands to my feet. And as I walk my hands to my feet, I'm going to bend. If this is very, very hard for you guys, don't go so low. And I'm just going to hang out here. With my elbows, I push my knees out. With my knees, I push my elbows in. And I breathe and I think about staying tall. Okay. We only have to do it once. From here, we're going to stand up. As you exhale, lift. And we're finally standing. So get the chair. I have my chair. Put it in the front of the mat. Okay, should be warmed up. Now we're gonna do some leg work. Kind of like what we do in the reformer. We have a whole set of footwork. We're gonna do it without the reformer from a standing position. Things to think about is the position of your spine, staying tall, staying long, and trying to find your balance. And of course, breathing. So here, you have your chair in case you feel like you're gonna lose your balance. And here we go. I'm just gonna put my hand on my hip. Inhale, I'm gonna bend my knees, trying to keep my spine as vertical as possible, and then stretch. And again, this is the exercise, simple. I'm trying to ground, stretch my feet, and keep them anchored to the floor. Does not have to be big to be efficient. And it doesn't have to be painful to be efficient either. Just movement does wonders. And again, I'm just still breathing. Releasing any tension that I have in my shoulder or in my necks. You can do like 10. And then we do tippy toes 10 times. We go on our toes and back down. And here you're trying to imagine that you have a magnet. Woo! You want to imagine that you have a magnet between your ankles. So lots of people will tend to do this. You want to feel a connection between your inner thighs as you go up and down. Okay, and then you stop with your heels lifted. It gets more complicated. Tougher for the balance, tougher for stability. That's why you got your chair. Keeping your heels lifted, you bend and stretch the knees. You bend and stretch the knees. Small and stretch and bend and stretch. And one more. And stretch. Now, this is the challenging part, especially for the ankles. You keep the knees bent and you reach the heels down. So, you see, my knees are still bent, but I'm trying to reach the heels down. And then I lift the heels. And then again, I reach the heels down. And then I lift the heels. And hopefully you see that my butt is floating in the exact same place in space as if I were sitting on a chair. And up and stretch and down. And I felt it. Okay, first position. Second, ballerina, small V. So here the point is to keep your heels absolutely squeezing together at all times. Spine straight, shoulders down and relaxed. Same thing, bend the knees as far as you can keep your feet grounded and stretch. Doesn't have to be big. And inhale and exhale. And as you inhale, relax the belly and exhale. And as you exhale, pull the zipper up and inhale. And exhale. Okay. Not too hard. So far, feeling good. Same thing as before, keeping the heels together. You want to go up on your tippy toes and down. Squeeze everything together from your heels to your inner thighs and down. And again, up. So this is my first ever video. Please forgive me if it's awkward. I'm not good at speaking at the camera. I hope to improve. Those of you who know me. Good. One more. And stay. So it gets more hard. Keeping the heels together and lifted. Little plie. And squeeze. Little plie. Are those heels touching all the time? Trying to keep that balance. And now, even harder, you stay with your knees bent. So you have like a diamond shape between your legs. You press the heels down to the ground and then you lift them. And again, feel that you're stable. Your hips are not sinking or lifting. They're absolutely frozen in the air. You want to feel that Achilles tendon stretching. One more. Keep the heels up, stretch, and then lower. Last position. Same concept, open V about shoulder width, maybe a bit wider. And here we go. Bend. Trying to reach your knees wide in line with your toes. And bend, keep the spine straight, vertical. You'll feel that maybe your chest wants to go forward. That's what you want to avoid. You want to try to stay vertical as if your spine were sliding up and down a wall. And this is what I'm feeling. And pulling in and up. And down, opening the pelvic floor and pulling in and up. Two more. And last one. On the toes, tippy toes, up and down. So let's say if your balance is not too great today, it's better to have a chair. If you're pregnant, I really suggest you have a chair. Really recommend you have a chair because your balance goes all whack when you're pregnant. But if you want super challenge, no chair. You'll feel it a lot more. Last one. Now for this one, we're not going to do the bending of the knees with your heels lifted. We're going to bring our heels down. You're going to go into into that squat, something that you can maintain. And here you're going to go up with one heel, keeping the pelvis low, and then drop the heel down. And the same, lift the other heel, heavy pelvis, and then down. And after a while, you'll feel this. Think about really stretching the knees wide to the sides. Good. And we can do it one time with both, maybe. I'm holding on to my chair, maybe two more times. So, hopefully if you're not pregnant and you're just wanting to get a good workout, you feel this in your legs. Keep the heels down. Oh, stretch up. Oh, and bring the legs to the center and stretch them out. You should have felt that. Okay, from here, just to stretch it out, if you can face your chair or face a wall, in this case I could face this wall. We're going to do a little bit of a stretching. So I'll show you how it's done in the wall. Let's say you place your hand slightly lower than shoulder width apart. Slightly wider than shoulder width apart and lower than your shoulders. And try to straighten those elbows. Then you walk back. And as you walk back, keep pushing the floor away until you can drop your head in between your shoulders and just kind of hang. Hang a little bit, meaning if you have to bend your knees, bend your knees. But more than anything, you want to feel a nice lengthening in the back of your hamstrings. If this is not enough stretch, it means walk your hands lower, depending on the flexibility of the person. And from here, we're going to do a nice wave. So right now, you should see my spine really arched. On my exhale, I'm going to gently draw the abdominals in, squeeze my sit bones, and I'm going to curve the spine to wherever it feels good. And then I'm going to release it. And take a nice breath. And then again, I'm going to pull the abdominals in. I'm still pushing the wall with my hands. And I'm curling, kind of like the cat stretch, but from a standing position. And then releasing. And again, curling. Now I'm not going, you don't have to go all the way up. Just go to where it feels beneficial to your body. And feel the difference of absolute release and pulling of the abdominals to make the spine move. Okay, this is going to be the last one for me. Then I'm going to do a couple of push-ups. From here, I'm going to walk my hands up quite high and go on my tippy toes. So I have my hands now about shoulder height. Hopefully my spine looks pretty straight. Keep my elbows facing down. I'm going to do a little bend and a stretch. Small. Little bend and a stretch. Bend, stretch, bend. One more. And stretch. I'll step 1 foot forward. Lean into the wall and keep my back leg straight to stretch my calf. And then switch legs. Stretch my other calf. And then walk into the wall and turn around. Okay, to finish, let's do a little bit of just breathing once again. As you inhale, lift your hands up. So we've come from a sitting position now to a standing position. And exhale, bring the arms down. And again, inhale, relax the abdominals. Let your body and your chest expand as you inhale. And then exhale, slowly bring it down. We do one last breath like that. Inhale. Look up if it feels good. And exhale. Okay, from side to side, just a couple stretches. Draw a rainbow with your left arm. Keep both feet grounded and back up. Last one, I interlace my fingers behind my back here. I squeeze my fists together if that's available to you. If not, just like this is fine. And I want to reach my fists down towards the floor to open my shoulders and to reach my chest up to the sky. Now, if it feels good for you, you look up. If not, just keep looking down. Feel that nice chest opener. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the workout. Thanks for the patience and see you soon.